Hey guys, welcome back, and in this video we're going to be learning all about stacks in SwiftUI. Let's jump into it. So let's start by opening up Xcode and clicking on create a new Xcode project. Make it a single view application, make sure the language is set to Swift and the user interface is in SwiftUI, and call it whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to call it stacks, and you can check whatever you want here depending on what you want. Let me click on next. I'm going to save this right on my desktop, and as you can see, oops, the file has been created right here. So let's put it up in full screen, and we'll select the iPhone Pro Max and click on resume. And we wait for it to load. Please be considerate, I'm using a 2017 MacBook Air, so it obviously is going to be a little bit slow. Alright, I'm waiting for you, preview. Awesome, there we go. Thank you for coming online. Preview, thank you so much. So now let's move on. So, like I said in my previous tutorial, this body property can return only one element. So how can we really, display more than one element? Well, there has to be a method where we can display two or more elements in one element and we can return that element. Lot of elements, right? Let's add one more. That element is a stack. So we have many different types of stacks. Actually, we only have three types of stacks. At least in SwiftUI, it is that way. One that stacks it on top of each other. Second, it goes beside each other, and the third is that it goes in front of each other. So let's quickly explore each, and let's quickly take a look at what you could probably use them for. So let's start with the vertical stack. As it says, it aligns objects vertically, and you can access it by saying vstack, and that whatever you put inside here is going to be aligned vertically. So let's add some things here, just like that. So now let's resume the automatic updating and let's see what we get. As you can see, it has been vertically stacked one on top of each other like this, and we have this result. What could you possibly use this for? Well, you can make things like this actually very simply. And let's say, for example, I wanted to make a table view row, and I wanted to have an image here and text, and then like a sub headline here. How can I do that? Well, just add some simple modifiers here. Just say font. I'm gonna make this title, and as you can see, it looks pretty good. Now, how can I add the image next to this? Well, I can do that pretty simply if I can somehow stack objects horizontally. Well, we can actually using the H stack. So now we can use a H stack and align objects horizontally. So for example, let me just take an image and use this SF symbols, and I'm just going to give it a system name of let's just say photo. And as you can see, I have this nice photo right next to it. Now as you notice, everything is kind of like this, and especially in this vertical stack, as you can see, it's kind of centered, and I would rather prefer it to all be at one side, like the left side. So the way I can do that is by using the alignment right here, and I'm just going to give leading, and now you'll notice immediately that this actually kind of hogs over to the left side and kind of sticks um, right next to it like this. Awesome. Now I don't even like this white background. Let's say I wanted to give it a blue background. Why not a blue background? So the way I would do that is by using a Z stack. Well, at least I think we could do it with a Z stack. Where is my Z stack? Well, it's actually not here. So we can select some other stack and then change this to a Z. That's how you be smart. Okay, so how can I create the rectangle? I mean the background. We're going to be using a rectangle for that background. So swiftly create a rectangle just like that. So as you can see, we have this rectangle that's engulfed the whole space. So the first thing that I notice is that I really can't see all these things. So let's quickly just change the fill to something that we can see the other elements like gray. So let's wait for the update. Yeah, there we go. So as you can see, the background color is kind of like a gray color. So I don't really like this because background color is supposed to occupy the entire space, and actually the notch area has been left out. So the way we can do that is by saying edges ignoring safe area. So what this basically does is that it tells our rectangle, forget that these things are there, just occupy as much space as you can. So what and all safe area do we need to not to ignore the top, the bottom, and both the sides. It might reflect an iPad or something. So let's just use dot all. So as you can see, it is now occupying the entire space of the phone, and we can give it background colors by adjusting this value right here. I can make this black and make everything look invisible like this, or I can make it let's say red. It's going to look slightly weird like that. So now that I mentioned lists, let's actually just quickly take a look at what we can do with it. I'm going to get rid of this whole bit of code, and we're going to be left with an empty body, and we're going to get an error. Yep, there we go. So what we're going to basically do here is we're going to bring in a list. In this list is basically like a table view where I can display a lot of items. So for now I can just say text, and I can say hello. As you can see, we have a table view. Actually, this is much easier in SwiftUI than in UIKit. As you can see, we immediately got this entire table view without any delegating or anything in just 3 lines of code, while it would have taken more than 10 in UIKit. So that's a big plus. Now, table views look kind of empty without the navigation bar. So easy way of doing that is you can just use navigation view, I believe. So then we can just put this into a navigation view, Control I, and as you can see, that is our beautiful navigation view. Here we can say nav bar title. So, and then we can use some text. I believe we use a text, and then we can say something like my list, for example. Okay. We need to put it in here. Oh, there we go. So you need to put it to the list and not to the navigation view. I'm also learning. Thank you guys for this opportunity. Alright, so if you want to just show something that is static and doesn't really change, something like a notes application, this is a very nice way of actually doing this. If you wanted to use a table view, you could probably refer to my previous video, which I'll link in the description, as well as a card on the top right. You can click on it, take a quick look at how we can use UIKit elements in SwiftUI. So a simple way of showing a list. No, I just thought, why not? I actually wasn't planning to show a list, but I ended up doing it. So thank you guys so much for sticking around till the end and watching this wonderful video. At least I think it's a wonderful video, but you can tell me in the comment section below. I'll be hanging around there, and we can have a conversation as well. Thank you so much. Make sure to click the subscribe button and like this video so that I know that you guys want such content, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye.